Students at the University of Sioux Falls got their hands dirty during Campus Beautification Day. Take a look at how someone is bringing radical views to USF. And one student's summer plans involves a trip around the world. All this and more coming up next on College Week.
Live from the Jeske Fine Arts Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week. With Lavelle Jackson, Tracy Erdman, and Jerry Coxwell Sports.
Good morning, I'm Lavelle Jackson.
And I'm Tracy Erdman. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, Sunday, May 10th, the USF Concert Chorale, Women's Ensemble, and Winds Ensemble present the annual Mother's Day concert, featuring a wide variety of music, including Schubert's Mass. They will celebrate a great year with the Senior Awards and a video tribute to the 2008-2009 music ensembles. The Mother's Day concert begins at 4:00 p.m. in the Meredith Auditorium. Also this semester is Jazz and Java on Monday the 18th, featuring the jazz band playing some swingin' sounds, along with Camarada singing a cappella versions of Bohemian Rhapsody, Africa, and It Don't Mean a Thing. Watch your campus email for more information.
The first monthly Position Enhanced Academic Reputation, or PEER meeting, was held last week in Z Hall. All faculty, staff, and students were invited to the campus forum to discuss the potential move from the NAIA to the NCAA. Peer meetings will be held the first Thursday of every month, with President Benedetto leading each discussion with a different topic. The second peer meeting will discuss the possibility of increasing a new student admission standard. For more information about the peer program, check your campus email. While most students are gearing up for finals, one freshman is coming to fly across the world. Here's College Week and Heinert with the story.
As most students focus on final projects and enjoying the oncoming summer sun, one USF freshman is putting the books aside and packing up early to trek across the globe.
And it's really sad when I walk outside and it's like, oh, if only I could do homework out here. I need to go lock myself in my room and write a paper kind of thing, because I can't focus if I'd be outside.
With the aid of Campus Crusade for Christ, Kayla Tronvold will embark on a 22-day journey to the Western African country of Ghana.
A lot of people there know about Christ and everything, and like they go to church and they have a whole bunch of ridiculous bumper stickers that are like, yay God, and they're very open about their faith, except the reason that Campus Crusade likes to go there and reach out to them is because they don't understand what having a personal relationship with Christ is. Like, they think going to church is just good enough, and they don't know exactly what it means to have Christ in your heart.
Tronvold and a group of 30 other college students will work on a college campus in a metropolitan area, which Tronvold says is a good thing.
It's not like little huts like in the jungle or with lions in the backyard or anything. Just like how South Dakota isn't like buffaloes everywhere and us living in teepees. So, but it's not going to be like here. Like, not everyone's going to have a laptop and be on Wi-Fi all the time. So it'll be different.
Tronvold is not the only USF student to team up with Campus Crusade. Senior Laura Sprecher will be leading a second team into Africa.
Well, a part of the student leaders, since our trip, we don't have any regular staff going. It's only led by 5 students, and so since there's no staff, the whole responsibility of the trip kind of is among us 5.
While traveling to a foreign country can pose a safety threat, it is really the health issues that one has to watch out for.
My biggest concern is they pretty much told us we will be sick on the trip. It's not if you get sick, you will be sick, and kind of taking some preventative medicines to prevent our sickness.
As with many mission trips, Sprecher hopes that this one will be the start of a lifelong passion.
No, this is definitely something I feel called to do. I've wanted to go overseas for a while now, and I really feel in my heart that this will be one of many and maybe I've even prayed about it, maybe lead into long-term missions sometime.
For College Week, I'm Erin Heinert.
Coming up after the break, see how the annual Beautification Day gave students the chance to enjoy the warm weather. We'll be right back.
The sun is out and flowers are in bloom at USF as campus beautification got underway. Here's College Week's Daniel Hodges with more on the story.
Students, faculty, and staff gathered this week for the annual Campus Beautification Day, a day where everyone has the opportunity to come together and give the campus a much-needed facelift after the snowy winter.
Today, Campus Beautification Day, came out and planted some trees and we planted a sweet gum tree. As Science Club president, we voted on this to buy some trees. We do this every year, buy some trees just to help make the campus look nice. And so today we planted those trees, and other people were part of planting flowers around campus, around some of the buildings, such as Jordan at some of the entryways. And it's just a nice way to help the campus look beautiful, because I remember, when my brother came here walking around, you always want your place to look aesthetically pleasing and nice, and flowers really help bring that out.
Those who participated in the event, including USF senior Kyle Staggers, found the experience rewarding.
Major proponent of being outdoors and just kind of enjoying the places that we live in, like the public spaces. And so I feel like campus beautification is a big part of making that public space very available and very welcoming.
Campus Beautification Day organizer Jeff Johnson says that this year was yet another success.
2009, this has been an incredible year. We had the biggest student turnout we've ever had. I wanted more and more students every year for campus beautification. That's what this whole thing is supposed to have been about from the very beginning. I think it started out where students and faculty and staff all came together for a day for fellowship and beautify the campus and basically have the students feel a little more like this is their campus and they want to keep it looking good. So, and that's why every year I would even like to have more students out than we had this year. This was the biggest turnout of students we've ever had, and we had another beautiful day. We planted over 1,000 flowers. We got a couple of trees, different varieties of trees in the ground again. And again, the importance of it is just the fact that students get to come out, see some of the faculty and staff that they don't get to see every day.
Although not everyone was thrilled about planting flowers, with all of the hands that came out to help, the work took less than 2 hours.
It's been incredible. I couldn't have asked for anything better this year.
For College Week, I'm Daniel Hodges.
With the school year coming to an end in less than 2 weeks, the USF Theater Department still has one show left on the docket. It's Leah Hofkamp's senior project entitled Radical Acts. For more on the show, we turn to College Week's own Ronnie Hawkins.
It is your life and its history and the present belong only to you.
Even with the school year winding down, not all is lost for fans of USF Theater. This weekend, the department will put on its final play of the year, entitled Radical Acts, which is directed by USF senior Leah Hofkamp.
Radical Acts is a show that comes from my interest in the 60s and 70s and the Vietnam War. And it comes out of the peace generation and just the main idea and the main focus of that generation, just the idea of love and peace and imagination. And I put together dialogue from poetry from Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg and Diane DiPrima, main people of the Beat generation, which is what they called the young generation in that time.
Hofkamp, who put the show together by herself, tells us how she came up with the idea.
I had the idea last year when we had to direct a scene for directing as a theater major. We took directing class and had to direct a scene, and just didn't come together. So for my senior show, I decided to direct a play, and I just Googled everything and asked Kim and Jim, and Kim had taught a class in Vietnam actually, so she was a very reliable source, and just put together a play that hopefully doesn't come off biased.
Theater majors and actors Erica Woodward and James Myers share with us why they decided to get involved in Radical Acts.
I just like the fact that it's about change, and change that America just seems to have a lack of lately. And with the war, and it's so different. At USF, nothing like this has been brought on stage before.
I mean, I've worked with Leah many times, and I've got great respect for her, and we have good history together.
I got the chance to embody on stage like this just peace and this love and this like euphoria that is not only representational of the 60s and 70s, but can be like applied in just like God and His love and His euphoria that you get from that, and it's just so it's so intertwined.
For those students planning to attend, Leah shares one piece of advice.
Come with an open mind. is what I'd say.
For College Week, I'm Ronnie Hawkins.
As the semester comes to a close, College Week John Clouser takes an in-depth look at the reality of having a freshman roommate.
For high school seniors, the summer after graduation is the highlight of their young, inexperienced lives. Until the University of Sioux Falls also provides incoming freshmen with opportunities to meet new and exciting friends while improving their faith in a loving environment. Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
How are you guys? How are you?
Who is that?
I don't know. You're most likely to have an amazing experience at USF, but there's always an exception to every rule. The random roommate is often a positive experience, but that's not always the case.
Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones, a freshman at the University of Sioux Falls, has had to endure living with a messy roommate all school year.
Hey, how's it going? Just gonna check out my crib here, I guess. If you want to take a look at my side of the room, we'll kind of avoid the clutter over here. You can see I've got all my stuff set up nicely on top of my dresser. I've got the Clorox to keep it clean, the Febreze to make it smelling nice, got the hangers all in here all nicely. You can even see the floor. But within the first week of college at USF, I was blessed with this. Man, I love college. Hey! I don't even know what this is. I wish I had some gloves. I thought you eat with this end of the fork, but I don't know about you. If you look at his bed, I don't know how you can sleep in that. If you look up here. This is what a bed should look like.
A bad roommate doesn't only leave a foul smell in your room, but can also affect your grades as well.
Yeah, my grades have suffered a little bit being here at USF. It's kind of hard to concentrate with all the country music he plays, and he doesn't bathe regularly, so there's kind of a nasty smell in our room that distracts me when I'm trying to study. And just the overall clutter of the room, it bothers me a lot, and it takes away from my concentration. I mean, back in high school, I had a 3.987 GPA, and in my first year at USF, I only have a .987. I'm not too proud of that. Throughout the semester, though, I have learned to cope with this problem. I go to Java City, I go to the library when he's back, but on downtimes like this, I'll stay in my room. I did meet a new roommate for next year, and I will be looking forward. I've gotten to know him a little bit, so I'm looking forward to living with a roommate who will clean up after themselves.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
But like I said, I've put up with this guy for 8 months. I've got 2 weeks left to finals, and then I'm done with it, so I'm not going to let it bother me these past couple weeks.
John Clouser for Student Body President. To prevent this from happening to you and to be a better roommate yourself, follow these 3 simple rules. 1, clean up yourself. 2, do your laundry. And 3, respect each other's space. For College Week, I'm John Clouser.
Coming up next, Joshua Duncan visits with his mother for a special Mother's Day edition of Crosstalk. We'll be right back.
USF Crosstalk with Joshua Duncan and Stephanie Chmielewski.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Crosstalk. I'm Joshua Duncan, and today we're doing a special Mother's Day segment. And this morning I have my own mother, Linda Duncan, on the show. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Wonderful.
I'm so glad you could be here.
So am I.
So how are you planning on celebrating Mother's Day?
As relaxed as I possibly can, doing absolutely nothing.
That's it?
That's it. That's the plan so far, but I'll have to see what the family has in store.
Well, that's good. So tell me, so what do you think your kids are going to get you for Mother's Day?
I was kind of hoping for a cruise, but who knows?
Yeah, you probably could use the vacation.
Definitely.
Because, you know, you're pretty busy, so you do a daycare as well as go to school. How do you do all that?
It's rather challenging. I have 18 kids that are enrolled that go anywhere from 6 a.m. to midnight, so I have to find time in between at their nap times to do my studying and in their downtime on weekends. So it gets to be a challenge, but it's just a matter of organizing your schedule and sticking to it no matter what.
So did raising 6 wonderful kids help you to prepare to do a daycare?
It helps some, but it's different when you have your own kids versus someone else's. Your own kids, it's easier to discipline and chastise them than it is to do other children. So there's a challenge in it because you have to be careful what you do, how you do it, what you say, and how you say it when it comes to dealing with other people's children. But then it's a lot in the same. It did prepare me quite a bit.
So when you're a little girl, did something inside you say, "I want a big family"?
Actually, yes. I was always the mother hen, even as a young child. I carried my brother around, who was my youngest brother. I carried him around on my hip as if he was mine. So mothering is, excuse me, always been an instinct of mine. So, yeah, I guess I've been doing it since I can remember.
Now, all of your kids are adopted. What's that been like and they're all close in age?
You know, when I first got the adoption started, I thought about how hard it would be to blend families, but to blend 6 kids is like blending 6 families into one, and that's a challenge within itself. It is the ultimate of trying to blend families together, getting all the personalities and the different traits and the habits and those things that are a part of their nature because of who they came from. So it presents a big challenge. You always have to keep on your toes. You end up being a therapist and a mother and a nurse and a doctor. You take on every role that there is to take on.
Did you ever have any favorites?
Favorite children?
Yes.
Oh, just one.
Okay, well, you don't have to name that one, but, well, do you think it's fair to do favorites, you know?
Not necessarily fair, and I wouldn't even call it favorites. With the way I do things or the way I was brought up is that you spend times with the ones that you bond. I mean, it's like when you're making friends. You bond better with more people. You're friends with everybody that you come in contact with, but you bond better with others. So it's not necessarily a favoritism as it is a bonding thing. So when you have that special bond that comes about, then you find yourself spending more time with that person, or you find yourself doing little extra things for that person. And society calls it favoritism, where I call it bonding.
Well, that's good. So what would you say is probably was like the toughest years, being they're all close in age?
Teen years.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to relive the teen years at all. We always tell ourselves when we have little kids that we love the fact that they're little and they're so precious, and we're ooh and goo-goos and gagas until they get to the point where they can say yes and no, and then we want to return them. And then when they get to the teen years, then we really want to return them, because now they're developing a mind of their own and all these different emotions and hormones, and by the time their hormones start raging, usually yours are too. So it's a challenge and the clashing of the hormones, and that's never good. So it's quite challenging to deal with children in the teens, but I also find it refreshing because you have a chance to do a lot more. You can meet them on their level, and I try to do that a lot. Having 4 boys, I spent a lot of time wrestling with the boys, simply because as a mother, boys always think that they are stronger, more masculine, have the upper hand. And I had to show my boys that as a lady, I can still be a lady and be as tough as they are.
So being a mother, what's probably one of the best things that you can take out of that? You know, especially moving into a grandma.
I like the grandma stage. The mother stage, I enjoyed that when it was there, but I'm enjoying now the grandmother stage even more. There's more of them, but it's that disposable child thing. You enjoy them and spoil them as much as you want, then you can send them home. So I like that stage a lot better than the parenting stage.
Well, thank you so much for coming this morning. I'd like to wish you a happy Mother's Day and love you so much.
Thank you.
From Crosstalk, we like to wish every mother a happy Mother's Day. Coming up next is Jerry Coxwell with sports.
And now it's time for sports with College Week sports reporter Jerry Coxwell.
So, Jerry, what's going on in the Cougar Nation?
We got track teams just competed at the GPAC Championships this weekend. Last Saturday, the USF men's and women's track and field teams traveled to Yankton, South Dakota to take part in the GPAC Outdoor Championships hosted by Mount Marty College. It was a strong effort for the teams as the men finished 5th overall with a score of 57, while the women took home 6th place, score of 65. For the men's team, the pole vaulting event proved to be little trouble as Brian Shenavar, 15 feet 5 inches, Caleb Coffey, 14 feet 11 inches, and Andrew Ellsworth, 14 feet 11 inches, gave USF a 1-3-4 finish. John Ryan, more known for his pass catching skills during the football season, finished 2nd in the long jump event, 22 and 9.25 feet, while taking 3rd in the triple jump, a leap of 45 feet 7 inches. Brady Velgerstick set a new school record in the 400-meter dash as he came in with a time of 49.20 seconds, good enough for 5th place overall. Like their counterparts, the pole vault was a breeze for the women's squad, as Kayla Friesian took home 1st place, 11 feet 3 inches, while our own Michelle Shelley Jacobs ended up in 4th, as she had a season best leap of 10 feet 3.25 inches. Lindsay Reinhardt had another spectacular weekend, as she finished a close 2nd in the 400-meter dash, 57.51 seconds. Not only was this her personal best time, it also set the school record and was good enough for a provisional qualifying spot. In the 4x100 event, the team of Reinhardt, Becca Bedard, Chrissy Asoff, and Amber Krogstad finished 3rd, 49.06 seconds, which also set a school record. Despite only finishing in 7th place, Kristen Wieldreyer set the school record for the hammer event as she had a toss of 130 feet and 2 inches. Next up for the Cougar teams is the USF Last Chance Invitational, held this afternoon, May 7th, beginning at 1 p.m. at the Lillibridge Track on the complex. And that's sports for today.
Thank you, Jerry.
And in other sports news, next Tuesday the 12th, come kick off your shoes and join in playing 6-on-6 sand volleyball at Cherry Rock Park. You must be a current USF student to play. Register teams with a minimum of 6 players and a maximum of 8 by emailing Alex Heinert. And that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Tracy Erdman.
And I'm Lavelle Jackson. For all of us here at College Week, have a great day.
Chair, so scoot up so I can like get in there.
So you want a whole handful of legs?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, baby.
Hey, Mr. Creeper.
Get on my legs.
No. Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Oh, it's recording. Oh
Yep.
my god. Hey, that was a test.
Outtakes. We got some outtakes here.
Good.
Yeah. See, that's about perfect.
Can you say bloopers or? Okay.
Why exactly am I grabbing you?
Because it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Your feet.
Okay, can I get some more coffee? Because this just isn't any good. So can we work on that? Oh my gosh!
Post parties weren't even fun. High school. Really? Do you think that high school, shoot. This is so painful. Are you just trying to drudge up all those painful memories from when I had to take my high school? He's just my cousin.
I want to pull my groin.
I don't know why.
And
I
then-
danced.
Wow.
Really? Seriously?
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Well, that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Erin Hine. I'm Mary Exted.
I'm Daniel Hodges.